says that, and it's usually bullshit, but I actually mean it because I'm used to doing this in Tampa, Florida, so it's really nice having an audience that isn't some combination of strippers and grandparents. And I know you're all from New York or California, so it's really easy to laugh at Florida. Yale isn't like some blessed utopia either, all right? Parents, look, I'll bet you had your kids, show you around the campus today, take a little walk through cross campus, see all these kids hard at work, studying, these future leaders of the world. Parents, here's what I'd like you to do. Take that same walk in about 2 hours. Because it is gonna look like a scene from The Wolf of Wall Street. And I mean the director's cut. Your kids drink. And I'll remember, I told my parents that I drank, and they got really mad at me because of the quality of what I was drinking. Like, they wanted me to be having all these craft beers and mixed cocktails, and I was like, guys, listen, here, Bud Light is considered a rare delicacy. The closest I have come to a mixed drink is something called Blue Raspberry Vodka that came in a plastic container. Blue Raspberry Vodka is basically the children's medicine of alcohol. And the worst part about it was that it did not taste like blue raspberry at all. It tasted like giving up. Now, there's so much booze here, and it's great for a blossoming alcoholic like myself, but most of it is centered around these frats, and I'm not huge on these, because I'll tell you why. The first time I went to one, there's a big line, and the frat was like this old school kind of house, and there were these steps leading up to it. And there was a British dude who was presumably in the frat screaming, "Get off the steps!" That sounded more like Shrek, but you get the idea. But the craziest part about it was, there was nobody on the steps. But there was somebody passed out in the street. Does that not seem more urgent than stopping the invisible man from getting it? I don't know. And I went to one another time, right? And this guy dumps a beer onto my head. Now listen. I like beer as much as the next Supreme Court justice, okay? But I don't want to have to bathe in it. But then, as if like God was shining a light, I saw a water bottle filled with urine. And it was strong smelling. Like if you've ever been to Chipotle, you know what I'm talking about. And so, for once, I thought to myself as I unscrewed the cap, the joke's gonna be funnier the second time. But yeah, so much drinking, and that's not the only problem here. Like, this school has so much money, but they spend it really poorly, because everyone who donates wants their name on like a library or something like that. Fuck that. If I ever win the lottery, I'm gonna donate too. But it's not gonna be for like a theater or a science building, because I'm a goddamn man of the people. When I donate, we're gonna have the Michael Strobl Memorial Bathrooms. And those are just gonna be bathrooms that don't always have pubes clinging to the ceiling. I don't know about you guys, but my bathroom last year, pubes were the least of our worries. Because there was a point, there was shit on the wall. But not at toilet level. That would be understandable. We've all lived moss at Taco Bell. This was like 6 feet high up. Guys, when you have shit 6 feet high up on a wall, that's deliberate. That's somebody making a statement. Like food poison Banksy. speaking of shit, I got on Tinder over the summer, and in case you can't tell from the fact that I'm spending my Friday evening at an open mic, it went poorly. You know, I have trouble meeting women. I do. Well, and I mean, 'cause, you know, look at this. I mean, first of all, I look like I'm from the White family in Get Out. I'm very white, like mentally, like I call my friends my buddies. I'm very white physically too. Like, I'll tell you this story. When I was a kid, I broke my arm really badly, and my parents rushed me to the emergency room. And the doctors come like running through, past all the shot up drug dealers, remember this is in Florida, and when they get to me, the first thing they ask is he always this pale? Their biggest concern in that moment was not my severe injury. It was how aggressively Caucasian I am. And the harshest part of it is that my parents looked at each other, they looked at the doctor, and said, no, he isn't usually this tan. This little guy just had a beach day. I always thought if I got like one of those suits with the short pants and high socks, I could be like the older brother of the twins from The Shining. But yeah, and then there's the way I dress on top of that, right? So I have these New Balance shoes that are black, in case you can't tell that I'm heterosexual. And on top of that, you know, look at how I'm dressed, right? Like, I dress like Steve Carell's younger brother, the 20-year-old virgin. But the good news for me is that, you know, spoiler alert, but he gets some at the end of the 40-year-old virgin, so I'm halfway there. Thank you all so much.